Hey there, it's Elizabeth. Welcome back to another video. I hope y'all can hear me okay because I don't have my microphone on, but I'll talk a little bit louder hopefully. And this is a flip through of my April 2025 Creative Daily Journal. So I make these books out of an envelope, decorate the cover, put in 16 pages, fold it in half, and call it macaroni. Each of my books holds, let me just get you centered. Each of my books holds 16 pages, and I do a double layout for each day of the month. So let's just get started. I will go, as I go through here, I'll tell you how I put the pages together in terms of what's in the background, things that might be clip art. This is just a photo I took, my own lettering down here. These numbers of the month come from Levelin's Life, and the days of the week are my own lettering, which you can find as a free printable down below in the description box. Whew. So let me know if you have any questions as we go along. So this is the second part of the April 2025 journal. Okay, so here I had my doctor's appointment, my radiology oncologist. I had that appointment where I get my test results. I had an MRI a few days prior, and I was now, as far as my brain is concerned, I was NED once again, which means no evidence of disease. So yes, praise the Lord for that. So happy. This is a little tag that I put on here. My husband had got me some alströmeries, which are my favorite flower to keep on our, what's it called? Island in the kitchen. Yeah. Yeah. So let me see. Woke from a super weird dream. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I remember this. My ears were cut off. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. It wasn't like gross or you know, like weird or, well, it was weird. I'll give you that. But it wasn't like gory or anything like that. It was like, yeah, like somebody had put up a mirror in front of me and said like, how do you like it? I looked in the mirror and I had no ears left. And I just simply said, I don't like it. So I don't know. It could very well be, I'm not into like dream interpretation or anything like that, but it could very well be that I had this dream because I was a little nervous about what I was going to be hearing during my appointment that day. That's all I can think of. So, oh, I had two appointments. So I had one appointment with my regular oncologist and one appointment with my noggin doc. Yeah. So I was NED once again. Oh my gosh. Yes. So thankful. And then went to Burger King for a breakfast sandwich. And then we went to Goodwill. Oh, that's because my appointments were such that I was early for my noggin doc. So that's why. And there's a Publix and a Goodwill right by there and a Burger King. So anyway, I did get a book for my sweet daughter-in-law, What to Expect in the First Year. So I think I was going to give this to her on Mother's Day. My husband found a baby sun hat he had to have, so we got that. He found a platter, which was very cute. It was like $5, and we ended up giving it to our daughter and her boyfriend as like a housewarming gift because her boyfriend has claimed for months now, like he wants to be in charge of Thanksgiving. He wants to host it at his house, and he really enjoys cooking. Yeah, so we found a platter, so that was nice. And I found a plant pot to put my shamrock in. Yeah, and then we went to Publix. So there's that. So, okay, here is where I made the mistake. So this actually says Friday the 11th. These numbers come actually from Messy Missy Creates. I had made a mistake in my book. This was actually Good Friday. Was it? No. Yes. No. No, okay. So Friday the 18th was Good Friday. And I messed up because back here, I actually painted this page like, I don't know what I was thinking. It's probably because I'm never current in my journal, so I just got mixed up. But anyway, this ended up being the 18th, right? And this was the 11th. So I showed you this last video for the 11th. And then we had this. Okay, so I worked in my room for a good long time decorating pages and watching the Gilmore Girls. Yep. Where my husband and I are watching Hawaii Five-0, chatted with my girl. Big Handsome was in super high pain. Okay, so that's what happened that day. I don't think nope, nothing on the back there. Okay. So moving on, 19th was a Saturday. This was the original page in the book. I thought it was just beautiful, so I simply cut out a Bible verse and stuck it on. This is a notepad glued on here. My kids went to, let me think. My kids went to a nursery close by them, and originally I was going to go with them, I do believe, but I woke with a scratchy throat and my nose was all stuffy and everything, so I just wasn't feeling the greatest, and I was so disappointed I wasn't going to be able to go. But they ended up going to one that's really close to their house, and they ended up getting a wild blueberry bush and a beautiful Florida cracker rose for my daughter. And I think she really likes these roses because they remind her of peonies, and peonies that I know of do not grow down here. It's way too hot. Yeah. And then my sweet Big Handsome, he vacuumed and mopped the whole house, and then he made a sick bed on the couch for me, and that is where I stayed all day, and we binged Hawaii Five-0. And then this was Easter Sunday. So this is the front of a beautiful card that I received, and this is a card that I actually got a deck of them in Publix, which is our shopping center. This is just my lettering cut out. Faith-based sticker, little gem here. These gems were given to me by Sweet Brooke at Recreations by Brooke. This was in Happy Mail. I've been hoarding it for years, and I thought, nope, this year is the year. So I just put my journaling on here. I did my regular things. I had a headache. I filmed my ramble session on this Sunday, talked to my aunt. I was really hoping that the kids would come over, and they did. Yes, because by this day, I was feeling fine. Like, I don't know what happened. It could have just been allergies or something. So they came over for brunch. My husband made a yummy sausage and egg casserole. Yes, and I love spending time with the kids. And then we just spent the rest of the time on the couch binging Hawaii Five-0. And then we had to water the lawn because at this point in time, we have not had rain for a very long time. Probably at least a month. It's been crazy. At this time in April, it was crazy, crazy dry. Like March and April were super dry months. Then this day was so exciting. This is the day that I planted my garden. So this page flips out. This is, obviously a seed packet to the marigolds. And I only have this seed packet because I used up all the marigold seeds, right, in my garden. And these letters come from Love Lynn's Life. So I cut them all out, fussy cut them out and put them on here. Use some stickers. These were actually from Grabby, the little stickers on here. Then I reduced and photocopied all of the seed packets. So I planted cherry tomatoes, kale, cilantro, basil, cucumber, radish, and dill. And this, I noticed after when I was looking at this, I don't even know if you could see it. Yeah, this right here, I glued in there upside down. Isn't that funny? So yeah, I woke with a headache. This is just a guest check that I used and put a piece of washi tape down the side and a cute little fabric tab on the top. Yeah, woke with a headache. Okay, so I planted the marigolds. I planted 12 marigolds. I planted 2 cherry tomato plants. I planted 2 kale. I planted 3 cilantro, 3 basil, 3 dill, 2 cucumbers, and 3 radishes. Now, I've gone back and amended these because some of them came up, some of them didn't come up at all. Some of them came up and then subsequently died. So, yeah, but that was the beginning of it. And I was so thrilled. Yeah, so I planted everything from seed. Currently in June now, my tomato plants are doing well. The kale is barely coming up, but it is coming up finally. Cilantro is barely coming up. Basil's doing beautifully, although I did lose one plant. Cucumbers are doing fantastic. I planted another cucumber plant. Radishes have been touch and go, which is weird because radishes usually are super, super easy and fast growing. So I'm still working on those. And then the dill is, you know, okay-ish. So yeah, I like the way that this whole page came out. And here is, you know, these are all my gardening tools and stuff. Here are little boxes. They're only 2 feet by 4 feet. So I only have, right, 2 feet by 4 feet is what, 8 square feet, right? Yeah. So I only have 16 square feet of planting space. But anyway, yeah. Oh, this is a picture of my kids' house because they probably around this time had the my daughter and her boyfriend. I don't know if I wrote on the back of it. No, I didn't. They probably had already had the inspection. So it could just be that they finally closed on their house. That could be. Here's Earth Day. Not a huge fan of celebrating this day because it was the day that my mom had a surgery that absolutely sent her downhill. Yeah, and so I don't really like remembering it, but I do believe this was from Brooke at Recreations by Brooke. So woke with a headache. We went to Publix and Dollar Tree. This is something one of my daughter's friends got her at work. A little like what is a candle? Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Same old Hawaii 5-0 in the afternoon and evening, chatting with my daughter, I'm sure. On this day, I was painting some more of these watercolor flowers for y'all. Still haven't finished them. I'm very sorry. Here is a quote from C.S. Lewis about children. My kids, yes, so they must have had their closing, and while the house was empty, they took the opportunity to paint all the rooms. They were not in a super rush to move in because they were living with my son and his wife, and just a few blocks away. They live in the same neighborhood now, so that is totally awesome. And yeah, so they were just taking their time, you know, painting everything and cleaning everything and all that kind of stuff. My husband made me some loco moco, which is really yummy. I don't know that. I think the bottom is usually rice, but I think mine was potatoes. Yeah. And then it's like a hamburger patty with onion and mustard, like brown gravy over top of it, and then 2 fried eggs on top of that. It was super yummy. It's something that's very common in Hawaii. So this background is painty papers I received in Happy Meal. I've hoarded them forever, and now I'm finally just starting to use them up. I filmed 2 videos this day. I talked to my sweet girl. Big Handsome made a beautiful everything bread loaf. Yum. Completed a perfectly beautiful Good Friday page, then realized I was on the wrong Friday. Oh, it happens. It happens. And I made this into a nice little belly band. So there's that. And then here, not too much to say. I watered my garden. Yeah, this is a vinyl sticker. Just, yeah. This is one of my favorite candies, believe it or not. I know, I must be 5. But yes, I love them. I love them. And I get them at the Dollar Tree when I remember. Anyway, so that was that. Had to water the garden. At this point in time, too, I'm realizing that I'm watering my garden a little too much. And that could have been why some of my plants met their demise early in life, you know. But, so I was working in my room for a really long time, decorating pages while watching the Gilmore Girls. I called in my medication because at this point I was still on my cancer treatment. Yeah. So same old, right? This day, my husband and I went to a restaurant. I think this was the first time we went here, and I really enjoyed it. I had, did I mark it on here? Maybe, maybe not. No. I had an omelet, and it was probably, yeah, mushroom, asparagus, and Swiss. Totally delicious. This was the original page in the book. I liked it, so I left it that way and put a little quote on it. And then, oh yes, we were out and about. This is my lettering here. The background is paint daubers or ink daubers. They are bingo daubers, okay? There. I had my first sprout of the cucumber, and I was so excited. Yeah. We went to the mall today to pick up my perfume that I wear. I had run out of it, and my husband usually gets it for me every Mother's Day. So, oh my gosh. And it's called Heavenly, and it smells heavenly. And it's funny because I've been wearing this perfume for years, ever since my husband smelled it on my crafty bestie probably 20 years ago. He was like, you need to find out what she's wearing because it smells so good. And I did, and I've been wearing it ever since. So, started out early to pick up, oh yes, we had to go pick up these end tables that my daughter's boyfriend had purchased, but I guess he couldn't pick them up the day he bought them. So we did him the favor and we went down and picked them up for him. And oh my gosh, it just reminded me, this particular furniture store is the owner, or the person who runs it is just, she needs a nap. Okay, I'll just say that. All right. So anyway, we were just, yeah, I was so thrilled. We got all that stuff done, went out and had a nice breakfast together, came home, did the regular old stuff, right? Hawaii Five-0, talked to my daughter. Then this, I don't even know, this was given to me in Happy Meal, and I thought it was perfect because we went over to help out my daughter and her boyfriend on their new house. So we went to Dunkin' Donuts and got I guess a dozen donuts to take over there. We were with all the gems. This is a big old Remy because he has been exhausting lately. Yes, he wants to go in and out, in and out. Like, he'll come in, he'll grab a snack or whatever we're eating at the time, and then, like, after we put the food away, he wants to go back outside again. So, yeah. And, of course, he's got to investigate the neighbor's dog, and, oh, gosh. Yeah, so it's been kind of irritating, to be honest with you. And then this I turned into a little pocket. This talks about chronically ill and disabled people. Yeah, just some memes. This is a picture of my daughter's living room. The original paint was like this dark navy blue, so they painted it this lovely light beige color. Very pretty. So yeah, we left out and headed toward their house early. Was this the day too that we made? Maybe not. All right, so yeah, I'm not sure. I was cleaning stuff. I think my husband might have been, what was he doing? Oh, my side really hurts. What was he doing? He crown molded, so they had decided to paint all the crown molding and window trim and all of that. My daughter and I cleaned the master bath from top to bottom. My sunshine and my daughter-in-law came over and they started to paint the trim. And my daughter's boyfriend thought that it looked fancy. Yeah. I can't remember, though, if this was the day that my husband... We brought donuts over for everyone. I don't know. Anyway, I'll find out here coming soon. But yeah, because one time we went over there and helped also, but we brought this big old tray of, like, it's like a chopped salad, like a chopped Italian sub that we put on bread, and it was totally delicious. Okay, here is, I made this label. I love these almonds. So I made this label into a little pocket. Early visit to my garden to water it. I noticed that the marigolds had sprouted. That was nice. Yep, watered my garden. Here, I don't know what those are. Oh, these might be the cucumbers, perhaps? And then the marigolds had started sprouting. When your flowers start blooming, yes. so excited. My husband vacuumed and stuff. And did some laundry. We had to water the lawn again. Oh, the kids came over for an early dinner. Yes. Okay, yeah, it was Sunday. Um, yeah, we love that they come over at least once a week. I love it. My husband had got me some roses, and this is just a book clipping, and baby's breath. So I just cut this out of the packaging and put it in here. This was so sweet. My girlfriend Agnes sent it to me. We chat back and forth on Instagram. So sweet of her. So I, screenshot it and printed it out. This is hilarious. Okay. I have, problems hearing. I have for quite some time. It just seems as I get older, it gets worse and worse. And yes, I have had hearing tests in the past, years and years ago, nothing recently. But in the past, I've had hearing tests, and they've all said that it's normal, right? And I've done like hearing tests on your phone and stuff that you can do. My hearing apparently is fine, but yet I can't hear anything. So this was so hilarious. Man sits by me on a train. So the man says, loads of psychopaths around here. And I say, really? And the man says, loads, mate. And I say, how do you know? And the man says, there are signs, aren't there? And then I say, well, I guess. And the man says, I love them. And then they have 47 minutes of awkward silence. The man leaves the train. He has his bike. I realize he was saying psychopaths. That would so be me. Okay, I'm telling you, that would so be me. And then this says, I suffer from CHS, can't hear squat. I will hunt the crap out of you. Yes, that is so me. Oh my gosh. So this day I woke before Big Handsome. This is a notepad in the shape of a coffee cup. Oh yeah, so I spent a lot of time journaling, and it's really hot and dry out. Yep, and then he made me pancakes for dinner. Yum. This was from a magazine that I have. I love this magazine so much, and I just thought it was a beautiful picture. I didn't have all that much to write about, so I just glued the whole thing in, put some washi tape down here, and this is a quote. This paper here is the original paper in the book, and it is dyed using food coloring. That's how I dye my paper. It comes out beautifully, and if you want to know how I do it, it's down below in the description box. There is a link to food coloring dyed paper. So in here, this was for my daughter. Yeah, she was just not feeling well, and at first we thought it might be her POTS having kind of a flare, but then I realized it was probably low blood sugar. She did end up staying the rest of the day at work, which was good. She toughed it out, which is hard to do sometimes. So this, let's see, I saw that my tomatoes and dill began sprouting. Yay. We went out and about this day. We went to get groceries and all that. Of course, we had to pick up some cute baby clothes on clearance. Yeah. He couldn't resist a sweet yellow eyelet bikini. Oh my goodness, yeah, for a little butterfly. That's our granddaughter coming in a few weeks. Of course, by the time you see this, perhaps, she might already be here. I don't know. We're so excited. Yep, chatted with Beauty Queen, blah, blah, blah. Had this for dinner. I was not a fan of it. Not a fan. This comes from Messy Missy Creates. We spent our day on the couch. It was a Wednesday. Oh, okay. So my daughter ended up staying home. Well, she worked from home. She didn't stay home from work. She worked from home. This is something just really funny. Saw a person in our shower today. Gross. 2 little spiders. My family, I don't have a problem with spiders, but my daughter, my husband, possibly my son cannot stand them. So I just think it's hilarious. So my daughter, she didn't start working until 10 o'clock that morning. So my husband and I went over there early in the morning to help her clean, right? And then he was a little, handyman. So he went around and did things for her, right? Like the bathroom needed to be caulked. Yeah, some other stuff. And then, yeah, and then I helped her clean. And I noticed my basil radishes and my radishes had sprouted. And my hands are totally cramping because of cleaning. And that's the end of the month, okay? So there were only 30 days in the month of April, and then this would have been 31 had it had 31 days. And then this is the back, right? So I just, generally speaking, I just leave these blank. If I really get a hair, you know, I'll do some art journaling or something like that on them. But usually I'm so behind in my journals that I just leave it. There's the other side of the sweet vellum, and this is what the back looks like. Pretty painted. And that's it, folks. That is it for the month of April. And now this is all complete, and I can put it on my shelf with all my other journals. So that makes me truly, truly, get out of there, truly, truly happy. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I know how precious time is, and I truly appreciate that you choose to spend your time with me. I hope you have a great rest of your day, a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to y'all real soon. Bye for now.